Championship here at Barnacard Hudsall. 3 rounds to go as Jordan Lilly puts boot to ball. As we said, it's a very inclement, wet, soggy, grey afternoon here at Barnacard Hudsall. A big crowd in attendance for this one. As we say, Bradford, they know third spot in the table is theirs to lose. As the Bulldogs, the men from Mount Pleasant, move the ball on tackle 2. 15 out from their own try line. Centre field, Gledhill, no relation, gets to his feet. He'll play the ball. It's going to be more out of dummy half now to Brown. Third tackle gone, ball's come out, and it's a free play here. And it's Harvey Makin who's put that big squeeze on James Brown. And now Bradford looking to capitalise early doors here. We've had 20 seconds gone on the clock. It's an early error here for the Bulldogs. And with the rain we've had here in Bradford all morning, handling is going to be crucial. I think whoever maintains a high completion rate, that could be the foundations and paving for a victory. Bradford now 3 tackles into this set. Fulton's playing the ball underneath the Bulldogs post, 10 metres out. Sutton to Lilly. Now to Apo, who runs that very distinct inside line. He's wrapped up there by former Bradford man Lucas Walshaw. 5 away from the prize. Suter goes short on that left edge to Franco. 3 tries in 2 for the former Catalans Wakefield man. Back to the 10 in front of the post to Lilly. Now to Gaskell, to Holmes. Holmes bounces off 1, bounces off 2, wrapped up there by Josh Wood on tackle 4. There's going to be 1 remaining here for the Bulls. Myers in at dummy half. Gaskell kicks into the in-goal area. Danger here! And it's going to be a penalty to Batley because Bradford's kick chase was offside inside the 10, and that very nearly... Well, it wouldn't have been given if Bradford had got the ball down. Harvey Makin, good kick chase pressure, just ever so slightly in front of when Lee Gaskell put boot to ball. And to be fair to Ryan Cox, he had 3 or 4 Bradford players to choose from. So if you're just joining us, 2 minutes gone on the clock here at Barnacard Hudsall, West Yorkshire Radio, Sunday afternoon, rugby league action. Bradford 0, Batley 0, and Bradford defending on the halfway line as Batley now enter the Bradford half for the first time this afternoon. And they're going to play the ball with Dane Manning, the former Featherstone Halifax man. It's going to go out of dummy half here from Moore to Brown. Brown looks for one of those forwards to just provide a bit of an attacking platform, and it's Gledhill who plays the ball. 30 out centre field. Brown takes on Hallis, but Makin comes in and helps Hallis out. So Batley lose a little bit of ground there, but they're in a good field position here with White, as White takes the line on, but he's not getting past Suter and Lawrence, and that's good defence from the Bradford Bulls, and that's the last tackle here for Mark Moxon's Bulldogs. They're inside the Bradford 20-metre line, centre field. Woods kicks towards the corner, looking towards Burton. Ball's come off a Bradford hand. Walshaw gets it out wide. Still play on is the call as Batley keep the ball going, but Brandon Moore is absolutely smothered there by Harvey Makin, Tom Holmes and Lee Gaskell. We've just seen that effort, that energy, that alertness in Bradford's defence there, restricting that Batley. It's kind of Harlem Globetrotter-esque, keeping the ball alive, gay abandon stuff. But it is Bradford back in possession now, and Jaden Okunbor will take tackle 2. Tafua took tackle 1. And look at this, Okunbor has 3 Batley players around him, and the former Canterbury Bulldogs man will play the ball 10 shy of halfway. Early doors, the forward impact is going to be crucial with a very, very soggy attritional ground here at Barnacard Hudsall this afternoon. Hallis now to Gaskell. On halfway with Holmes, bounces off Buchanan, finally wrapped up there by Butterworth. 10 inside the Batley half now with a quick play of the ball. Gaskell to Lawrence. Lawrence has made 15 metres. Bradford on the last tackle. 25 out in front of the post. They go short side to Gaskell. Gaskell targets Butterworth. Ball comes down. And Lilly, good kick chase pressure there. He waited for Butterworth to take it. And no sooner have those clean, pristine white boots hit the Hudsall playing surface, Lilly comes in, and it was a telling tackle. And now we've got 2 tackles gone, and Batley all of a sudden are on tackle 3 and the 10 metres out from their own line. So Bradford on top in the opening exchanges, you would say. We've had 4.5 minutes gone here, and they're on tackle tackle 4 now, Batley, still 10 metres out from their own line as this large Odsal crowd shows their appreciation for Fulton and Lawrence's efforts. Buchanan skips out a dummy half up to Batley's 20-metre line. They're going to kick from deep on the last, so it's going to be more towards the former Newcastle and Wigan man. Skews his kick, goes into touch on halfway. Bradford will have a full set inside the Batley half as they change over possession. We've had 5 minutes gone on the clock here on West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon, and it's still scoreless. Bradford 0, Batley 0. Well, it's clear that as we reach the business end of the season, Bradford have depth and quality to explore weaker teams. Not just explore, but, exploit them and take advantage of those weaker teams that they potentially could come across. But the main message from Eamon is to focus on themselves, maintain that winning mindset to put the club in the best possible position ahead of the playoffs. And here goes Fulton. Not scored in his last 5. He's on 14 tries for the season. He's 25 away on tackle 2. They're going to come down the middle channel here with Lawrence, who is wrapped up there by Brown and Gledel in a 2-man tackle. Still 25 metres out centre field. Suter now towards the main stand. Lilly, Appo, caught there by Blake and Walshaw. And Bradford are 10 metres out now on the last tackle as Lilly looks to kick towards Okunbor, but he's dummied it. Kicks to Tafua himself, putting Batley under pressure. But once again, it's the kick chase pressure inside the 10, and the officials are actually going to say that Dale Morton has been taken out in the air, which I think was by George Tafua. So, 2 early penalties to the Bulldogs, both deep inside the Batley half area of the field. And when you look at Batley's form, it's their worst form of the season as they arrive here at Barricade Odsal this afternoon. They've lost 2 games in a row 3 times, but for the first time this season, they have lost 3 on the bounce. York, Widnes, Doncaster. So Mark Moxon keen to re-energise his side. And whilst the playoffs might have disappeared out of view, he wants his side to build some momentum going into the off-season for next season. So Bradford conceding another penalty, but this time it's a set restart. So tackle count resets. Batley are on halfway on the first tackle with Gledel playing the ball. So that came late in that tackle count there. That won't please Eamon O'Carroll. Bradford just going away from the game plan, you feel here, as we see some Batley pressure down the middle here with Luke Blake, the former Wakefield Dewsbury man. He's wrapped up 15 inside the Bradford half of the field. Brandon Moore now to Woods, back on the inside to Brown. Brown keeps it going as they now are 20 out from the Bradford line with 2 tackles to go. The Bulldogs looking to open the scoring here. Just shy of 8 gone on the clock now as we see White lay it on the plate to Walshaw. Walshaw runs a right-angled line. He's 12 away, just to the right of the post in centre field. They're on the last. Kick through from White, but Holmes has read that one. And now Holmes can turn defence into attack. Fire up the Titanic music potentially because Holmes is away and Holmes is wrapped up. 15 out from the Batley try line. It was a try-saving tackle from Robbie Butterworth, but Bradford carving Batley up down the middle. Franco out wide to Lilly. They're queuing up to score. Tafua's in at the corner, and that is a wonderful Bradford Bulls try. It was Tom Holmes, the awareness to deal with that Ben White grubber that rolled along the Odsal carpet. He picked it up in his in-goal area, and then he's gone 85 metres down this main stand touchline. And the maths, the equation, it was simple. There was 7 white shirt Bradford players against a very, very tired, fatigued-looking, scrambling Bulldogs defence. And Bradford just moved the ball along the line. 7 against 4, we think it was. And to be fair, Lilly could have gone in at the corner. So too Okunbor, so too Franco. In the end, unselfish play from Jordan Lilly. He has fed the jukebox and he's gone over in at the corner. We've had 9 minutes gone on the clock and we've just seen what Bradford can do when they have broken field in front of them, especially when the conditions are like they are this afternoon, very soggy and heavy underfoot. So that might just be in contention for the Bradford try of the season, which is getting announced on Friday. Jordan Lilly then kicking at 79% now after 5 from 7 last week. Kick predictors at 32%. And that one has curled and just gone over the black dot here at Bardacard Odsel. So it's a good, strong start from the Bulls after weathering that early Bulldogs pressure. Bradford Bulls 6, Batley Bulldogs 0 here at Bardacard Odsel in the rain and the drizzle. Doncaster leading Widnes. An early try at the Keep Moat. So it's Doncaster 6, Widnes 0. All the other scores currently scoreless. Workington have scored at the start of the second half. It's now Midland Hurricanes 18, Workington Town 16. Well, Mark Dunning's done a great job at the Midland Hurricanes to get the West Midlands club in the playoffs for the first time in the club's history. We'll keep you up to date with that one. So, back on the restart here. Harvey Makin carries Bradford outside their own 20-metre line. That, incidentally, was George Tafua's 9th try of the season. He scored 2 last week. And Bradford now are going to kick a 40-20 from Jordan Lilly if the bounce of the ball is kind. But Burton just comes back and stops that one from going 10 metres out in touch. But look at that kick chase pressure. No sooner has Burton averted the 40-20, or what would have been a 30-10, they're on tackle 2, 20 out in front of their own post here as Lawrence and Suter manage to wrap up Buchanan. Moore goes out a dummy half himself. He'll make 10 metres there as Lawrence and Hallis are the 2 Bulls defenders in that defensive tackle. So they're 10 shy of halfway here as we see former Bradford man Elliot Keir, the Welsh international. 2 spells at Bradford during a glistening career. He's wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. It's a very slow, sloppy, stodgy play of the ball, but the officials say play on. And they're on the last tackle on halfway here. The Bulldogs, they trail the Bulls by 6 points to 0. So Josh Woods, under pressure from Suter, sends one down the throat of Holmes, who takes that one in difficult circumstances because he had Walshaw and Manning in close proximity, and it was Manning who eventually made the tackle just shy of Bradford's 20-metre line. But look at this from Tafua. Tafua immediately carting the ball forward like a prop forward, and now it's going to be a quick play the ball from Tafua to Apo, and Bradford on halfway here on what is tackle number 2, and now it's going to be Lilly in centre field to Gaskell, finds Hallis, bounces off Gledhill, but he can't get past White and Moore. So they're still on halfway here, the Bulls, just to the left of centre field as Makin goes through, finds the support of Holmes on the inside, but Holmes has just lost it forward. It's a free play for the Bulldogs, and let me tell you, Bradford looking adventurous like they want to play. It's wet weather conditions. That one comes off. Holmes is underneath the post, so a second error of the afternoon from the Bradford Bulls. It's Bradford 6, Batley 0 as the ball comes out of the tackle, but it's gone backwards according to the officials. Brown picks it up and his very relieved look on his face there. James Brown, I think he believes that did go forward, but the officials have ruled in favour of the Bulldogs, and it's still 6-0 to the Bulls here with Michael Lawrence now grappling with Lucas Walshaw just to the right-hand side of the post. They're 25 out here. This will be coming up to the last tackle as it goes from Woods to Brown. Brown still going, not brought down. He is now by Makin an Apo. And they're inside the 20 as Woods looks up. It's a bit slow and pedestrian from the Bulldogs, and Bradford are just having a little extra second of thinking time defensive-wise. They're on the last now. 10 away, White boots a ball into the in-goal area. Holmes, body on the line, does exceptionally well, and he's going to be dragged into touch. And now Batley are going to claim a try in at the corner, and that looks a try for mine. The touch judge, though, is going to disallow it. He is going to say it's going to be no try to the Bulldogs, and I think it's going to be a repeat set of 6 here for Batley. 2 knock-ons is the call. Well, the kick come through from White. Holmes had it. Holmes was heading towards the touchline. Holmes has then lost it, and Ben White has picked the ball up and he's put it down over the Bradford line in the corner. But the touch judge will say Ben White has knocked it on before he grounded it. Oh, it's all happening here at Barricade Odsel. We've had 12 and a half gone on the clock, so a well-deserved and well-earned repeat set here for the Bulldogs as Robbie Butterworth goes past Myers, wins a penalty. Bradford offside. 3 penalties to 0 against the Bulls this afternoon, and this might be just a little bit of a worry for Eamon O'Carroll. Last week they won the penalty count 13-5, and already they've conceded those penalties here. And Batley, they're not going to go for 2 points here. They're going to decline the penalty and want to scrum instead, so which is in the rule book. So 10 metres out, it gives them a bit of an attacking structure to break down this resolute, resilient Bradford defence, and it's going to go from Woods to Butterworth, Butterworth to Buchanan. He's rolled over now by Gaskell and Hallis in defence. Butterworth dummy half now to Brown. Manning on a diagonal run, but he can't get past Fulton and Lawrence. Hallis also involved there as the third man. More out of dummy half to Woods. Bit of a standing start there for Gledhill, and that'll allow Appo and Making to gobble him up and wrap him up underneath the post. It's still Bradford 6, Batley 0 here as Bradford concede a set restart underneath their own post for just laying on, and this is taking a lot of effort out of Bradford's tank here, let me tell you. It's now a 4th consecutive set of 6 that the Bulldogs have had as they see the ball back down this right-hand edge. Just 5 away from the post here with the former Wakefield man Luke Blake playing the ball underneath the shadow of the post now as Woods moves it to White. And there's a break here for Walshaw and the former Bradford man. He'll just slide over the Bradford line. And if truth be told, that has been coming. Bradford ill-discipline, conceding penalties, set restarts. Very unlike the Bulls in recent weeks. Odsel silenced, Odsel shocked. And Lucas Walshaw, the former Bradford man, he was a try scorer in Batley's win here last season by 21 points to 16. And it's the former Bradford man that has potentially got the Bulldogs level here. We've got 15 minutes gone on the clock. No easy games in the Championship, I'm sure you will all agree, as Wakefield take an early 4-0 lead against the York Knights. So this 5 metres or so to the right-hand side of the post. Woods, all that goal-kicking experience from his time with the Wigan Warriors and Newcastle Thunder. The kick predictor very generously saying 94% here. Well, anybody who thought this was going to be an easy game for the Bulls certainly just use that opening 15 minutes that we've seen here. Conditions a leveller, some might say. So, Josh Woods, the former Wigan man, he gets a crucial 2 points for the Bulldogs. 16 minutes gone on the clock. Bradford 6, Batley 6. West Yorkshire Rugby League on West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon. Workington have gone further in front. We might have put the mockers on Mark Dunning and Midlands. It's 22-18 to Anthony Murray's side. Anthony Murray, of course, will leave Workington at the end of next season and join Keighley Cougars. So, very unlike the Bradford Bulls, very sloppy, very ill-disciplined. Whether or not it's the conditions, we know this is a very, very experienced and settled Batley side that like the niggle, that like the grubbiness, and with the greatest respect to players like Brandon Moore, Dane Manning, Lucas Walshaw and James Brown, who's in possession, they absolutely thrive in these types of situations. As James Brown gets to his feet on the restart, 30 out from his own line. Brandon Moore now to Gledhill. Gledhill punches a hole, 10 metres made. 5 shy of halfway on tackle 4 on the restart. Bradford 6, Batley 6 here. It's one of those roll your sleeves up types of games, and they're on the last tackle on halfway. The Batley Bulldogs, the ruck an absolute mess here in this game as Woods now drills the ball in towards Tom Holmes and touch, and he will find touch, 10 away from the Bradford try line. Holmes was a little bit hesitant there whether or not he was going to make a play for that ball, but in the end they're going to turn over possession, 10 away from the line, and referee Ryan Moore, something's happened in back play. He will stop Ryan Cox, he will stop the clock, and he will speak to Sam Hallis and James Brown. Just a little bit of a telling off and a bit of guidance from the young St Helens official. So it's going to be a play the ball for Bradford, which Michael Lawrence takes, 10 out from his own try line. Bradford do have a very, very strong, mobile, physical bench of Smith, Pelly, Skur and Samet to come on, and it's all about laying the foundations and the effort that Bradford put in this first half, which will hopefully lead to rewards in the second, as we see Suter find Franco. 5 shy of halfway, 2 tackles left here for the Bulls. The game predominantly now has been played down the middle and away from the Batley line. That kind of tells you just how far away Bradford have been in the last 10 minutes or so, as Lilly gives the ball off to Makin. Last tackle, 5 inside the Batley half. Crowd appealing for a penalty, set restart, nothing forthcoming. So Lilly from halfway kicks towards the corner. That one's taken there by Butterworth, and Butterworth from his own 10-metre line wrapped up a metre shy of the 20. We could tell you it's Barrow 6, Whitehaven 4 at Craven Park, and Swinton in their crucial game against Dewsbury this afternoon. They lead the Dewsbury Rams by 4 points to 0, and Sheffield Eagles, winless in the last 5, they've taken an early 4-0 lead against Featherstone at Post Office Road. So again, as always, we'll go through the ramifications of what the results this afternoon mean, but certainly from a Bradford Bulls point of view, they don't want to be throwing away 2 crucial points to Batley, as Batley now are driving hard and forward. They're inside the Bradford half, 5 metres forward as Brandon Moore's gone out of dummy half. They're on the last, back to Woods. High hanging kick, a lot of hang time on that one. Tafua takes that one, and no sooner has he taken that, he's absolutely smothered there by Walshaw and Burton in a 2-man tackle. And now the crowd getting a little bit impatient and starting to beseech young referee Ryan Cox for a very, very skinny 10, as we see Romain Franco play the ball. Lilly out of dummy half here to Okunbor. 3rd tackle gone. Bradford 15 shy of halfway. Lilly once again in there at dummy half, just taking over from Suter, and it's gone down the middle here with Michael Lawrence, the direct route. Tackle 4, 5 shy of halfway. So 1 remaining for Eamon O'Carroll's side. It's Bradford 6, Batley 6, and Lee Gaskell there kicking into space. He's put a bit too much on that one, Lee Gaskell. 6 tackle set coming up here for the Bulldogs. Just has a little bit of flatness to the feel at this moment. But that's down to the hard work of what Batley are doing. They're frustrating the Bulls here this afternoon. So 0 tackle, and it's former Bradford man Joe Burton. Tackle 1, Kieran Buchanan, the former Hull FC Academy man. And he's brought down 15 shy of halfway. More out of dummy half. Goes himself, the former Halifax man, and he's rolled over on tackle 2, 5 shy of halfway. They're now inside the Bradford half of the field after a big strong carry there from Luke Blake, who attracts the attention of Lawrence and Hallis. Bradford 6, Batley 6. George Tafua and Lucas Walshaw exchanging tries in the opening 20 minutes as we just hit the 20-minute mark here at Barricade Odsall. So a very, very tight, tense opening first quarter. Batley 25 away from the Bradford line now with Moore. Finds Brown. Brown's lost the ball on a big collision from Hallis. And that is good defence there from Sam Hallis. And let me tell you, Bradford started this game with absolutely pristine white shirts like lighthouses on the East Coast. Now all of a sudden they're absolutely caked and covered in mud. But that was Sam Hallis putting his body on the line. Batley forced into their 3rd error of the afternoon, and Bradford will have the scrum 25 shy of halfway inside their own half. Lady scores in the championship. Whitehaven lead Barrow by 10 points to 6. Swinton have extended their lead over Dewsbury to 12 points to 0. Doncaster lead Widnes 14 points to 0. That could be a little bit of squeaky bum time for the Vikings, and Featherstone have hit back against Sheffield. 6-4 now as Bradford win their first set restart of the afternoon, because Batley just chancing their arm and holding down in the tackle. as we see Hallis leave the field for Sker. So Sker's immediate impact is not to play the ball correctly, and that is a crucial error there from the homegrown academy prospect who made his debut for the Bulls back in 2019. Well, perhaps in all the excitement and the adrenaline coursing through the veins, the ball has just fumbled in his possession. 10 inside the Batley half. So a fourth error from the Bulls, and it's still 6 points apiece. And we've had 22 minutes gone on the clock here. Well, I've seen enough rugby league in my 30 years of watching this great sport to know exactly where this game is currently going as the pitch starts to cut up and you start to struggle to see the markings on the field and the players' shirts and the players' numbers. And this is anyone's game here this afternoon at Barricade Odsal. And it is going to come down to that effort, that desire. Who wants it more? Batley 6, Bradford 6. More out of dummy half now to Blake, to Woods. Woods back to Manning. Manning 15 out, brought down by the two Australasians, Suter and Fulton. They've got 2 tackles left here, the Bulldogs. Although it's going to be a steady charge to the line here by Adam Gledhill. And referee Ryan Cox will say that tackle is complete. Woods is calling for the ball. Woods gets it. Woods is going to do a crossfield kick looking for Manning and Buchanan. Ball's gone backwards. Oh, it's gone forward, say the official. Looked like Manning had palmed it backwards. Woods had possession and was looking to score there for the Bulldogs, but the officials, they have made a very, very quick call there, and they're going to say Batley have come up with error number 4 of the afternoon. So 4 errors apiece. We've had 24 minutes gone on the clock here on West Yorkshire Radio, and it is still Bradford Bulls 6, Batley Bulldogs 6. Well, Bradford have not really had any pressure on that Batley line for a good 15 minutes now, and that is credit and testament to this Batley defence. Here goes Fulton now. He's 30 away from his own line, 5 in from touch, as we now see Bradford just showing a little bit of energy, and that's been provided by Franklin Pelly, who's come on for Harvey Makin. Also Eben Sker on the field. Lily's going to kick early in the count into space. Romain Franco, George Tafua. They're going to put a bit of pressure here on Elliot Key. A no-look pass on the inside. Oh, and that's a big collision there from Kevin Apple, who's just wrapped Robbie Butterworth up, and he'll feel that one on Monday morning. And all of a sudden, that's got this big crowd excited. We've got 15 minutes to go to half-time. It's Bradford 6, Batley 6 here in the Odsal mud bath. And Bradford have got Batley where they want them now. 12 away from their own line. Well, that big collision from Kevin Appo, it was like torso to torso. Oh, it was special. Batley now struggling to get some momentum forward as Bradford's defence is just on top as Butterworth is wrapped up a second time in this set by Appo, and then Pele comes on top. They're on the last tackle, the Bulldogs. They'll kick from just outside their own 20-metre line as Josh Woods looks up, targets Holmes, finds him 10 away from his own line. Holmes is immediately up to the 20, up to the 30 before he's brought down in a three-man tackle led there by Blake, Moore and Manning. Jaden Okunbor in there at dummy half. This goes short side to Tafua. Tafua on what is Bradford's second tackle. And here goes Okunbor now. Lifted above the horizontal. Referee stops the clock, says no penalty. Batley released him and put him softly on the floor. So from the halfway line, Franklin Pelly makes 6 metres forward. Make that 10 metres forward. Good metres after contact as we now see Dan Smith come on the field. Bradford's third interchange for Michael Lawrence. 14 to go to half-time. 6 points apiece as Gaskell on the last kicks towards the corner. Ball's come loose off of Buchanan. Behind, it's picked up by Burton. Burton's wrapped up there by his former teammate, Myers and Skur. And the former Bradford man will play the ball on tackle 1. A fresh set for the Bulldogs, 15 away from his own try line. Well, we've just seen Bradford rotate and bring on the big men. We're now going to see Michael Ward come on the field for the Bulldogs. And we've also seen Ollie Burton come on the field, replacing James Brown. So it's a couple of big men for big men here at Bardacard Odsel. Certainly tough and physical. 13 to go to half-time. Who's going to pinch a try and a bit of an advantage before they go into the sheds? This game has just absolutely flown by, and they're on the last tackle here, the Bulldogs. So back to halfway. Woods under pressure from Fulton. High, spiralling bomb. Holmes takes that one. Immediately wrapped up there by Michael Ward. And Michael Ward pulls down the right leg of Tom Holmes. And it's Bradford's first penalty of the afternoon. It has come with 12 minutes to go to half-time, and that will give Bradford a bit of a pick-me-up here. Wakefield 12, York 4 at Bellevue. It's still Dewsbury 0, Swinton 12, and look at that for a score from the Eco Power Arena. Doncaster 14, Widnes 0. Myers out of dummy half now to Pele. Pele, 1, 2, 3. 10 inside the Bulldogs half. 3 tackles left here for the Bulls as Bradford go over on that left-hand side. And all of a sudden, Bradford just getting the roll on here, and it's going to be Apo gets to his feet. He'll play the ball, and it's going to be another strong carry here from Pele. Dumped on his side there. One left here. That was Ward on Pele. Big collision. Seismograph's gone off at Jordwell Bank, as Lily now is going to be wrapped up by Gledhill and Burton. And the 20 away in front of the post. They're on the last tackle, so it'll be the boot of Lee Gaskell. Finds space, chips forward. Bounce of the ball is kind for Dale Morton. And that kick chase pressure there from Apo and Gaskell, who boots a ball, wrapping up the former Dewsbury Wakefield man. Dale Morton, incidentally, a great servant for Batley, being at the club. This will be his 5th season. Quick play the ball here now from the Bulldogs, but they're not going to get past Smith, Suter and Myers. And Bradford's defence now is hunting and probing a Bulldogs error. Kieran Buchanan just makes 3 metres after he goes out of dummy half, but somehow he's been allowed to offload the ball, and Skur goes on the shoulder blades there of Butterworth, who gets a quick play the ball in. So out of dummy half here from Ollie Burton. He'll just give it the direct route down the middle of the park, and they're 10 shy of halfway with Gledhill playing the ball on the last. So Woods looks for a 40-20, drills it into the in-goal area. Bounce of the ball will just hold up there for Holmes, so he's got a bit of work to do, and he's done well there. Tom Holmes he's returned the ball just shy of Bradford's 20-metre line on a fresh set of 6. So Bradford 6, Batley 6 here at Bardacard Odsel. Tafua now goes down the middle, just shy of halfway. The former Manly Sea Eagle man. Another quick play the ball. Franco's looking for space, so he just has to go into that 2-man tackle led there by Dale Morton and Elliot Keir. The 10 inside the Batley half of the field. Dan Smith now to Skur. Skur's going to be wrapped up, 25 away. Last tackle here for the Bulls. We have got 10 minutes to go to half-time here as Suter on the last kicks into space. He's been taken out off the ball as Suter. The officials have missed it. Picked up by Robbie Butterworth, and it's Butterworth against Holmes. Holmes tries saving tackle. He tracked him back, but Bradford all at sea defensively as the ball now comes out of the ruck a little bit sloppy. He made a play for the ball, did Tom Holmes. He was in his right too. White has it. Now to Woods. Along the line to Manning. It's all happening here, and there's a chance in at the corner for Joe Burton and the former Bradford man at Mount Pleasant in round 9, and that is a controversial try because it looked like Suter on the last 20 out in front of the Batley post. He put boot to ball, chased his own kick, and it looked from where we are here that the Batley defender, he didn't change, or should I say he changed the trajectory of his run into Suter, and it's Batley who capitalise on that decision. So 32 minutes gone here at Barricade Odsal. Credit to the Bulldogs, they played to the whistle, but the boos and jeers reverberating around Barricade Odsal here. Big call, that one from the officials. And head coach Mark Moxon, well, he'll be absolutely delighted. He spoke about his side building momentum going into the close season, so they have something to build on going forward into next season. And oh boy, the shock is on here at Barricade Odsal. 2 former Bradford men against the former club. As we said, Tom Holmes, great tackle on Robbie Butterworth, but Bradford's defensive structure all at sea. And Bradford now are probably going to have to show a very strong second half showing here. They're probably going to have to win a little bit differently than they have been accustomed to in recent weeks, where they have had the lead and they've had to hold on. Josh Woods, right on this main stand touchline, 20 metres away. The clock has been stopped a good minute as he takes his time. Left-footed kicker. That one's going to cross the face of the post and away to cheers from the Odsal faithful. But Bradford, they're in a little bit of a pickle here. Back-to-back scores for the Bulldogs from Walshaw and Burton. It's Bradford 6. Batley 10 here at Barricade Odsal. And anybody would have realised that this was going to be one of those games in the conditions where you have to roll your sleeves up. And it might even come down to one of those 50-50 calls or decisions. But like I say, Mitch Souter not happy that he was body checked off chasing his own kick. Unfortunately, the officials have missed that. But here we go. On the restart for the Bulldogs. They've got all the momentum and ascendancy. Bradford, very little pressure on that Batley line in this first half, as we now see them come down the middle here with Brandon Moore. He's wrapped up by Souter, Smith and Skirt. Burton goes in there at dummy half. We've got 6 to go to half time as they move the ball down the middle with Ward, but he's not really getting past Smith or Skirt on that 2-man tackle. They're on the last on the restart. They've made it to the last. White kicks towards Holmes. Holmes from his own 10. Up to the 20. 25 metres shy of halfway. Tom Holmes in his 20th appearance of the season. He's wrapped up there. And now Batley guilty of being offside. And we are moments or minutes away from half-time. Jordan Lilly wants to drill this one straight into touch. And this is probably the first time now Bradford are going to have a full set of 6 on that Batley line for a good 30 minutes. So can Bradford capitalise on some ill-discipline from the Bulldogs? Penalty count, 2 to the Bulls, 3 to the Bulldogs. Smith tackle 1, Souter dummy half. Now it's going to go down that left edge with Sker, tackle 2. The 5 away from the Batley try line, the Bulls. In front of the post with Gaskell. Now to Lilly. Lily's missed out. Fulton takes the line on himself. Gets the ball to Okunbor. And Jaden Okunbor. He will take Joe Burton, Josh Woods, and Robbie Butterworth over the line with him. He's a home boy. Is Jaden Okunbor. 6 of his 8 tries have been scored at Odsal. And what a magic piece of rugby league play there from Jordan Lilly. Lilly used Fulton as the decoy runner. Batley's defence, it was only a second, it hesitated. That created space for Lilly to go around, and he got the ball to Okunbor, who went right over in at the corner. And that has come off the back of that penalty, a crucial penalty that Batley conceded, because that was the catalyst to get the Bulls in good field position. And on a rare spell of pressure and possession on that Batley line, Eamon O'Carroll will be pleased that his side have turned ill-discipline or indiscipline into points on the board. So we're in the 37th minute here at Barricade Odsal. 2 tries apiece as we head towards the half-time hooter. Tafua and Okunbor for the Bulls, Walshaw and Burton for the Bulldogs. Half-time will tell you the latest scores on the doors. Kick predictor here, it's only 16%. It's right on the touchline. But Jordan Lilly, he's got the magic hat, he's got the magic boot. 2 from 2. 2 tough touchline conversions. Bradford 12, Batley 10. Well, he'll be a bit disappointed, Jordan Lilly, that his kicking percentage had dropped last week after those 2 missed conversions against Sheffield, but 2 from 2 this afternoon. He's back in the 80% mark. One of the Championship's leading goal scorers for accuracy. So West Yorkshire Radio, West Yorkshire Rugby League, back underway here. And we've got around 90 seconds to go to half-time. So this will be Bradford's last spell of possession in this first half, and then we'll try and dissect what we've just witnessed. But clearly it is going to be down to the impact of the forwards and ultimately which side cleans up their game, as Kevin Apple's there in a big physical crunching challenge from Lucas Walshaw and Robbie Butterworth. Eben Skur now on tackle 4, 5 shy of halfway. Good impact from Eben Skur. Batley is struggling to get back the 10 here as we see Suter go through a gap. He's 5 inside the Batley half. He's been held in the tackle. Set restart. It's happened on the last tackle. And with seconds left at the end of this first half, we've got 38 seconds left. Bradford find themselves 30 away from the Batley line. Well, that's the second set restart the Bulldogs have conceded, as we now see Lilly fire it to Appo on that left edge. 25 away. We've got 27 seconds left. Down the middle they go with Pele here. 20, 15, offloads the ball to Holmes. Holmes keeps it alive to Skur. Skur wrapped up to the left-hand side of the post. We've got 15 seconds left. Skur plays the ball. Smith now to Gaskell. Gaskell kicks towards Myers and Okunbor. Okunbor takes it, but he's wrapped up. This will be the last play of the first half. Bradford 12, Batley 10. Gaskell, crossfield kick, looking for Lilly. Butterworth's on hand. Hooter sounds. Butterworth dealt with the danger. It was a very frenetic, exciting passage of play to end this game. Interesting scoreline, because it's the third scoreline in the last 8 meetings. That has finished 21-20 between these two. So we'll see if history repeats itself again this afternoon. But Batley did win here last season by 5 points, 21-16, and that was a game where Bradford's ill discipline kind of went away from them, with Luke Cooley 7 from 7, and there were 4 second half penalties. So we're back underway here at Bardacard Odsal. We've had 30 seconds gone. Tafua's playing the ball, 30 out from his line. Smith's rolled over, 10 shy of halfway, tackle free. Suter dummy half. Misses out Holmes, finds Pele. Pele, 10-metre raid, quick play the ball as well, wins a set restart. Third set restart that Batley have conceded this afternoon now, and all 3 of those set restarts have either come from Smith, Skur or Pele. Here goes Lilly laying it on a plate to Skur. Skur with a half break, half chance, 15 away from the Batley try line. A crucial period right at the start of this game. Eamon O'Carroll not pleased with his side clearly at half time, but there was a lot of effort, and hopefully for the Bulls there'll be a lot of reward in this second half. Suter goes to Appo, the PNG international. He's 5 away from the Batley line. Bradford playing towards the Ruley Avenue terracing in this second half, as Tafua's run to the line is halted by Walshaw and White. They're on the last tackle, the Bulls now, after that set restart. Lilly centre field into the in-goal area. Comes off the post for Butterworth. And Butterworth just puts the handbrake on. 2 out from his own try line. And the score remains Bradford 12, Batley 10 here. It's a bit of a battle royal here in the mud at Bardacard Odsal, as we see Pele and Skur wrap up Manning on tackle 2. Tackle 3. The 10 away from their own line here. The Batley Bulldogs doing it tough right at the start of this second half. trying to deal with this big physical Bradford defensive presence, and in that tackle was Fulton and Skur. Here goes Gledel on what is now going to be the last tackle, and they're just outside their own 20 here, the Bulldogs. Balls come loose, Fulton and Skur forcing Adam Gledel into error number 6 for the Bulldogs. And rather than White or Woods putting boot to ball, and that one being sent down towards Okunbor to Fua Holmes, that Bradford defensive pressure has earned themselves a scrum 20 away from the Bulldogs try line. Just a quick reminder of the changes ahead of this one. If you've joined us or you've been working this afternoon, 3 changes made by the Bulls. It was Suter for Ott, Makin for Davis, and Samet, who's yet to feature this afternoon, for Doro. As we now see Bradford move the ball from the base of the scrum to Lilly to Holmes. Holmes, 15 out, 5 in from touch, tackle 1. Franco dummy half. Misses out to Fua. Ball just goes along the ground there, and a bit of a sloppy pass from Franco there. Luckily for Bradford, they keep hold of possession. Suter, Skur. Oh, big collision, Skur and Ward. 15 out, tackle 3, 2 left. Quick play the ball from Skur. Now it's going to be Pele. Big attacking run. Looking. Finds the offload out the tackle. Finds Suter to Smith. Smith's knocked the ball on. And it's a little bit haphazard there from the Bulls. Keeping the ball alive, but there was no real structure to that attacking play. Bradford's 5th error, their first of the second half. And some of the supporters getting a little bit tetchy and moaning. Look at this, full-time score. Mark Dunning and the Midland Hurricanes have done it. 24-22 over Workington. So Anthony Murray Spell, as head coach of Workington, ends in a playoff defeat. Midland Hurricanes will move on to next weekend. And at half-time at Spotland, Rochdale Hornets 20, Hunslick 14. Batley now looking to capitalise on that error from the Bulls, but they're 20 out from their own try line. Smith and Skur in defence. Here goes Kia, the Welsh international, and Elliot Kia. His run is halted and he's 25 shy of halfway. Tackle 2. Balls come loose in the tackle. Officials have missed that one. Back down the middle, they're going to go here with Ward, and Ward's his neck's gone back a little bit, but it was on the shoulder. Apo, good ball and all, wrapped up that ball carrying arm. Here goes Butterworth, keeps it going now to White, who's inside the Bradford half on the last tackle. So Bradford 12, Batley 10. Woods, high, hanging kick into Old Solero space, taken superbly by Okunbor, and Okunbor now is going to make 15 metres, 25 shy of halfway, tackle 1. All 6'5" there of the former Canterbury Bulldogs man, as Tafua takes tackle 2. Drawing in 2 hungry Bulldogs defenders. Looking for first points at the start of this second half here. We've had 4 minutes gone. Bradford 12, Batley 10 here. Tied as a drum as we see Suter go to Smith, the former Huddersfield Castleford man. Now it's with Gaskell to Fulton. Made his NRL debut, age 19, back in 2021. The former Manly man will play the ball. They're on the last of the Bulls, 30 away. Lilly, clever chip over the top. Dale Morden's out of position. And Franco and Apo put pressure there on the former Wakefield Dewsbury winger. It's a 19th goal line dropout forced in the last 10 games. They didn't force one last week against the Sheffield Eagles, but so far so good at the start of this second half. You're seeing that intellect, that good leadership from Lilly with his kicking game and management, as we see Eben Skur deal with that goal line dropout, and immediately he's made 25 metres down this left-hand side of the Batley field. Tafua's in possession, 20 metres out as he's wrapped up there by Manning and Ward. He'll get to his feet. He'll look to get a quick play the ball in here to Fua, but the officials say he's got to play it on the mark. Out of dummy half from Suter to Pele, and the 23-year-old. He's got a couple of tries in the last few games. He will lose the ball now, although has it been stolen? No, he's got the ball to Suter. Suter's gone over the Batley line, not grounded it, but look at that for Batley Bulldogs defence, and look what it means to Mark Moxon's side. There's certainly a lot of spirit in this Batley side. Bradford now up to 6 errors. That's their second error of this second half. And it remains Bradford 12, Batley 10. Doncaster have gone further in front at the Eco Power as we see Luke Briscoe, the former Leeds man. He's crossed in, so it's going from bad to worse for Widnes, who host Toulouse next Saturday afternoon. Guess where we're going next Saturday afternoon? That's right, we're off to Norton Park. Anyway, Batley now are going to have to move the ball deep inside their own half of the field. But Bradford's defence, thus far, is certainly on top. Just saw some nice comments on the chat on the West Yorkshire radio app saying, keep up the good work, mate. Can't believe people snipe. But I think that's just rugby league fans in general. It's can be a very toxic environment for comments from other clubs and other fans. Although we are doing this independently on West Yorkshire radio. Batley up to halfway. Woods kicks down towards Okunbor. Okunbor from his own 10 to the 20. Just wrapped up shy of the 30. And here goes Tom Holmes. Tackle 2 already just shy of halfway. Bradford surging forward. In the mud here at Barricade Odsall. Tafua rolled over on his back on 3. 5 inside the Bulldogs half. Suter dummy half. Finds Franco on the left. And Franco nearly got the ball out to Apo, who was on the wing there, but he was held there and smothered by Lucas Walshaw and Elliot Keir in a two-man tackle. Lilly now lays it off towards Dan Smith, who's wrapped up, 30 away from the Batley line, centre field on the last. The rain subsides, the sun comes out. Lilly along the line on the power play. Gaskell takes the line on, puts the boot of the ball, targets Burton on that right-hand side. He's not tackled. In the end, it's going to be Myers who comes in with Gaskell and Tafua, and Joe Burton plays the ball 5 out from his own try line. So, Bradford 12, Batley 10. We've had 8 minutes gone in this second half. You almost suspect if Bradford can get a converted try in the opening quarter here in this second half, that might be just enough this afternoon, because points clearly at a premium here. Bradford 12, Batley 10. A very narrow 2-point advantage for the Bulls. As Batley keep the ball alive now with White in centre field on their own 40. He didn't quite fancy being tackled by Kerr and Smith, so he gives it to Michael Ward, who will get to his feet. He'll play the ball. Ball goes back to Woods. Woods drills it downtown. Finds touch, does he? Holmes takes it a millimetre or so from the touch line. Feeds the ball back on the inside towards Tafua. And George Tafua, he is wrapped up and grappled down and wins another penalty for Bradford, because the impact, the momentum of George Tafua there, Batley forced to flop. And as we said, the major advantage for Bradford is their forward pack, their size, their fitness, the ability to play down the middle, making those important metres forward, generating that momentum. Bradford now, they are 5 metres out from that Batley line after more Batley Bulldogs in discipline, as we see Smith, a lovely cut ball towards Holmes. He's 2 metres out underneath the post. Suter, it goes to Gaskell. Gaskell sideway kick. Okunbor! He's got magnets in the palm of his hands. That ball dismagnetised. It stuck to the palm of his hand, and with millimetres to spare, Okunbor has grounded the ball in at the corner. A truly spectacular score from the Bradford Bulls. And all of a sudden, Jayden Okunbor, second try of the afternoon. It's now 9 tries in 14 appearances, and Bradford do make Batley pay. Look at that, off the boot, sideways kick. It split Josh Woods, Robbie Butterworth and Joe Burton. And if truth be told, it could have been Myers or Okunbor who touched down in at the corner. When you watch that one back on Bulls TV later on this week, you'll certainly understand what I mean. We're in the 50th minute here at Barricade Odsall, so Bradford do score that early first try in this second half. Lily's got another tough touchline conversion. But the point we were trying to make about the forward pack of Bradford generating momentum through the line breaks and the support play, as we say, Michael Lawrence making Hallis, they were the starting sort of forwards. They've all come off for Smith, Pelly and Skur, who have a very vital and important role today, role and part to play today. And whilst Batley will use the motivation of trying to tire out the big Bradford forwards, unfortunately, it's very attritional this afternoon at Bardacar Odsal, and certainly Batley have not been able to stop the forwards thus far. Kick predictors only at 18%. Another touchline conversion from Jordan Lilly, and that one has just gone across the face of the post, waved away. His first miss of the afternoon, but crucially, if you are a Bradford Bulls fan listening to West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon, it's the Bulls who have hit and struck first right at the start of this second half. 10 gone, 30 to go here at Bardacar Odsal. Bradford 16, Batley 10, and look at these scores. It's Featherstone 6, Sheffield 12, Barrow 14, Whitehaven 10. Just 12 points between Dewsbury and Swinton. And it's Wakefield 16, York 10. Wow. As we say repeatedly, every single weekend, you cannot argue about the competitiveness and the closeness of the championship competition. So while the Super League is stale, it's boring, it's predictable, it's too structured for mine, there's a lot of love, a lot of drama, a lot of twists and turns in the championship as Tafua on the restart will get Bradford up to the 30-metre line. Apo now just shy of halfway on, held in the tackle on tackle 4, 5 inside the Batley half. It's Bradford 16, Batley 10 as Lily now drops the shoulder to Gaskell. Gaskell kicks early, looking for Okunbor. Okunbor just going to be beaten to the bounce of the ball by Robbie Butterworth, but they're going to trap Butterworth 5 out from his own try line. And look at that for Michael Lawrence, who's just come on the field for his second spell this afternoon. He literally was expecting and anticipating Butterworth to pick the ball up from the far stand corner, run lateral, and that was a good, intelligent defensive read there from Michael Lawrence. Bradford 16, Batley 10, Bardacar Odsal. We've got 27 minutes left in this one. Still tight as a drum. Too close for comfort for Eamon O'Carroll and Brian Noble. One feels as we see Butterworth out a dummy half. He goes on that left-hand side as George Senior has entered the fray. He'll get to his feet. He'll play the ball on the last. It's going to go back to White. Targets Tafua and Holmes. Bounce of the ball is kind for Tafua. Takes it 15 out. Up to the 20, 25, 27 metres from his own line on tackle 1. Buchanan and Kia, the 2 Batley defenders. Here goes Romain Franco, tackle 2. On Bradford's 40, 10 shy of halfway, 5 in from touch. This is one of those sets where they're letting the forwards have the breather because it's now Okunbor on 3. Gone through a lot of work of the forwards this afternoon, and here's one of those. Dan Smith puts the fend on 1, 2, 3, 4. Made 15 metres now as Dan Smith. They're on tackle 4. 30 out from the Batley line as Apo takes Bradford just shy of the 20. Fifth and last tackle coming up here for the Bulls. They go short side with Suter to Holmes. Holmes has just happily drilled the ball into touch, 10 away from the Batley line, and you're seeing a sprinkling there of Bradford's mindset. They weren't happy to go for points. They were happy to just use game management, kick to the corner and turn the Bulldogs around, who will now have a fresh set 10 metres out from their own try line. Well, you're certainly not going to see too much fast, frenetic rugby league, but credit to Jaden Okunbor this afternoon. He scored 2 fantastic tries, and you've got to say, the last one, the second of the 2, that lovely crossfield kick along the floor from Gaskell. Well, there was a bit of luck in that play from Bradford because the bounce of the ball was key, and the bounce of the ball was so kind. As we said, it was almost like the ball was a lump of metal and Okunbor was in Iron Man's suit, accepting that gift. Anyway, they're on the last tackle here, the Bulldogs, deep inside their own half, and White once again will put boot to ball, and The former Leeds, Halifax, Swinton man has just gone straight down the chest plate of Tafua, who is just relishing these collisions. Very attritional out there, very muddy, very soggy. The rain is currently holding off here. But yeah, looks like a biblical figure, does George Tafua, with a beard and the shaggy hair. And here's another biblical figure. Here's Kevin Appo, who's been wrapped up there by Walshaw, Keir and Buchanan. Three tackles gone for Bradford, 2 left on this set, who are now inside the Batley half through Dan Smith. It's Bradford 16, Batley 10. We've got 25 minutes to go here at Bardacard Odsal, fast approaching the hour mark as Fulton's wrapped up. 40 away from the Batley line on the right-hand side of the field, and they go short side with Gaskell, who puts a high hanging kick downtown towards Burton, who takes it on the full, and he's wrapped up there by Lilly and Lawrence. And for those watching our syndicated coverage on Bulls TV this afternoon, you'll see that the sun is starting to burn away through those grey clouds, and hopefully for those soggy supporters below our commentary position, they get to dry out before the 80th minute. But Bradford doing a lot of work in defence here. Batley not doing too much fancy stuff. Both sides executing well, and we're now going to see Jaden Myers take out a Batley player off the ball. The groans and moans from the supporters, but Robbie Butterworth, he was taken late, and he might be in bother here, Jaden Myers. He was sent to the sin bin last weekend. Bradford's 15 for the season. And this is all too a familiar sight, because the touch judge comes in, speaks to Ryan Cox, and they're going to say the tackle is good, it's just a penalty. Well, it happened in the blink of an eye, and I know sometimes those Super League games, which have the benefit of multiple camera angles and you can slow things down, but the touch judge is going to say it was a genuine attempt to make the tackle. But that has put the Bradford Bulls under pressure here at Bardacard Odsal, because Batley have had a piggyback into the Bradford half of the field. It's now Doncaster 22, Widnes 8. So Alan Coleman's Vikings fighting back at the Eco Power, and it's still Featherstone 6, Sheffield 14, and it's still Wakefield 16, York 10. So there's a lot of close scores this afternoon in the Championship. Close one here at Odsal. Bradford lead by 6, 16-10, and Batley now 5 away from the Bradford line after that run from Lucas Walshaw. Brandon Moore back out the field, finds Woods to White. White to Buchanan, he's still going, Kieran Buchanan, and it's remained Franco and Kevin Appo who put the bodies on the line there. Gets a quick play the ball in. Bradford have numbers lacking on that left-hand side. Crossfield kick from Woods, back to Manning, back to Woods, another crossfield kick. He went left, now he goes right, he targets Tafua. Tafua takes that one. Under 4 Batley attacking players, putting all that pressure there on the jukebox. Game-breaking play there, you feel, from George Tafua. And now it's Jaden Okunbor. Well, as always, we'll give you the 4 Man of the Match nominees to vote on the poll when we hit the hour mark. Very, very tight. With Lilly on 3, Fulton on 3, Hallis on 3. Kevin Appo's leading on 4. Bradford on the last tackle, on halfway now. Lawrence plays the ball. Back to Lilly, just inside his own half. Skews the kick, bit of a wobble. Easy one for Morton to take on this main stand side. So we're slowly heading towards the hour mark here at Bardacard Odsal. It's Bradford 16, Batley 10. Tafua, a brace from Okunbor. And 2 former Bulls, Walshaw and Burton, the try scorers for both sides this afternoon. Senior plays the ball just shy of halfway. Ben Kay, the former London Featherstone Halifax man, enjoying a bit of a resurgence at the Bulldogs. Gets them 5 inside the Bradford half. Woods now to White. To Buchanan. Former Hull FC man wrapped up though by Appo. Skur and Lawrence and Batley back on halfway now, on the last. Woods will target Okunbor. And in wet weather rugby league football, Okunbor and Tafua have done exceptionally well under the high balls this afternoon. And Jaden Okunbor there has made 40 metres on that kick chase return. Bradford on tackle 1, on halfway. Tackle 2, they're now 10 inside the Batley half. Well, Jaden Okunbor is almost certainly going to be in that man of the match, Paul. We will tell you that. He has had a very, very fruitful afternoon here. Bradford now getting that roll on, coming down the middle with Michael Lawrence, brings that calmness to proceedings. 2 tackles left, Bradford 20 metres out, centre field from the Batley post as it goes from Suter to Hallis. Hallis scored his first championship try of the season last week. Bradford on the last, it goes back to Jordan Lilly. Drop goal attempt number 6. He skewed it, he's missed it wide. Chance for Bradford to put a bit of daylight between the two sides. So it will be a 6-tackle set for Batley. That one just kind of came as a bolt from the blue, and we've just hit the hour mark, and we're going to tell you that the 4 players you can vote for this afternoon are going to be Jaden Okunbor, George Tafua. We simply have to put Kevin Appo in there again, and we've got to put Eben Skur in, simply for that impact off the bench. So those are the 4 players you can vote for. I think it's going to come down to a toss of the coin between George Tafua and Jaden Okunbor myself, because they've dealt with everything that White and Woods have sent up in an aerial sense. Batley now just inside the Bradford half here. And this is where potentially a drop goal could be the difference this afternoon, as points remain very much at a premium. And now Bradford have given Batley an invitation back into this game. Jordan Lilly has gone high on Brandon Moore, and referee Ryan Cox was very eager there, spotting that one. So penalty count 6-2 against the Bulls. It's still Doncaster 22, Widnes 8, Dewsbury 12, Swinton 28, and Barrow leading Whitehaven by 20 points to 10. Well, those Barrow and Swinton results, they're going to drag Halifax back into that relegation mix, you feel, as Jared Samet comes on the field for the first time this afternoon. So 18 and a half to go here. Batley, a crucial set of 6 on the Bradford line. Can they get themselves back in this game? Brown's back out on the field as well for Mark Moxon's side. Butterworth goes straight down the middle, can't get past Gaskell, can't get past Hallis. The 5 out, they move it towards this right-hand side with Woods. Woods back on the inside on the left towards Brown. Bradford defensive read that play, although Batley still tackles in the bag. Here goes Woods, now to White. White back to Butterworth. He's wrapped up and felled. And that's the last tackle here. Bradford 16, Batley 10. It comes down to this play as Josh Woods puts the ball just short of the in-goal area. And Romain Franco takes that one under pressure. And it remains Bradford 16. Batley 10. Real attritional stuff this for the ages, as we said. High completion rate from both sides. A lot of energy and effort in defence. Bradford playing with that controlled aggression and that intensity within that, which is pleasing. And I think Eamon might just reference that at full time, if Bradford can make it a 4th successive win. But we are in that crucial period of the game now. As we said, Samet has not touched the ball yet, but he might just do now, because Bradford are on the last tackle. No, they're going to go towards the wing with Gaskell. And Lee Gaskell's forced the error from young Joe Burton. Well, Lee Gaskell, if you watch a replay of that kick, the ball, when you follow and track the trajectory, the movement, the spin that Gaskell got on that, I'm not surprised Joe Burden has coughed that and spilled that out 20 away from his own line. Scrum to Bradford. Samet now takes the line on. He's back from the shoulder knock that he sustained back in round 21 against Doncaster. He's missed the last 2, but he's back out there now. And we're going to see Kevin Appo used as a battering ram on tackle 2. They're right in front of the post here, the Bradford Bulls. Referee's going to stop the clock because there's a HIA concern for Kevin Appo, who's gone straight into that tackle. As we said, he just ran like a battering ram, and he's gone down underneath the post, so the clock will be stopped here at Barnacard Hudsall. It's Bradford 16, Batley 10. 16 minutes to go in this one. And is this the set of 6, you feel, where Bradford might just consider a bit more structure as Jordan Lilly looks for what would be his 6th drop goal of the season? Incidentally, all Jordan Lilly's drop goals have come here at Hudsall. He got a drop goal in the 21-12 win over Swinton, the 29-10 win over Halifax, the 19-12 win over Toulouse. He got one in the narrow defeat to Widnes way back there, and he also got one when Bradford lost to Featherstone by 22 points to 21. So a bit of a mixed bag when Jordan Lilly puts the 1-pointer over. 3 wins, 2 defeats, but concern here for Kevin Appo, who has only missed 1 game all season, the round 14 draw with Toulouse. He's played in 28 games this season, and it's a HIA. The medical staff will say Kevin Appo will play no further part in this game because there's just over 15 minutes to go, and I don't think Eamon O'Carroll will be in any hurry to rush Kevin Appo back out for the final 90 or so seconds. So it's going to be one of Sker, Pele or Smith to come back on the field, and it's looking like it's going to be Dan Smith, who's only just left the field, so he's doing a bit of overtime on a Sunday afternoon, is Dan Smith. Bradford will have the ball underneath the posts, and there's just a bit of concern here for Kevin Appo. He's still down on the floor, but he is going to get up to his feet unaided, which is a good, pleasing sign. And I think the Bradford doctor has just said to Kevin, where are you? And I think Kevin might have replied, it's Saturday night in Port Moresby. That might be why he's failed the HIA, but thankfully nothing too serious for Kevin Appo, who leaves the field to a hero's reception. And Bradford now, they know there's a crucial couple of tackles remaining on this set, which could change the course of this game. So Smith will play the ball, Lilly dummy half, towards Lawrence. Lawrence 2 metres out, right-hand side of the post. It's Bradford 16, Batley 10, as we now see Smith along the line to making, and that's tackle 4. 1 left here for the Bulls. They're knocking on that Bulldogs door as Smith goes straight into 3 defenders, and they're on the last now underneath the post. The supporters are saying drop goal, drop goal. It goes back to Samet. Samet for a 1 point. He skewed it wide in goal area. Ball goes dead. Talk about an anticlimax. Batley get a crucial 6 tackle set here, and Bradford not able to capitalise on that Lee Gaskell kick pressure that forced Joe Burton into the error. So Bradford 16, Batley 10. We've got 14 to go here. Strap yourselves in. You might have expected the famous tagline that we've been using for 16 years. And you know what? If the time ever comes to potentially write a book on rugby league and potentially some of the dark times at the Bulls and the good times that are hopefully on the horizon, I think I am going to name it We're Going the Distance. Well, that is what we're doing on West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon. We're going the distance, and it's Batley now who are looking to take the Bulls the distance as they have the ascendancy and momentum. The 20 away from the Bradford line as Kieran Buchanan draws in the defence, gets the ball out the back door to James Brown. He's tackled by Makin and Hallis. They're on the last 10 away from the Bradford line. Josh Woods crossfield kick targets Okunbor. Oh, Okunbor's done well again. Free kick chase defenders putting a lot of pressure there, and the former Hull FC Canterbury Bulldogs man putting his body on the line time and time again. Not sure how the vote in the polls going, but it's between him and Tafua, and if being brutally honest, if I can cut the man of the match award in half, I'd give them half each, but we can't do that. So Tafua now wins a penalty. Oh, no, he doesn't. Referee says the ball's come out of the tackle, and he'll say Tafu was allowed to play it. So that'll aggrieve both sets of coaches there. Play on is the call. Lily now to Holmes. Holmes wrapped up 10 shy of halfway. Bradford on the last. Lily under A and B marker defenders. Kicks into open pasture and field and finds Burton. And this time Burton deals with that kick chase pressure. And Batley now, they've got possession, but they're 80 away from the Bradford line. Any penalties, any six agains, any set restarts will be absolutely crucial and pivotal to this one. Just that Jaden Okunbor try right at the start of the second half is the difference between the two sides here. We've got 13 minutes left on the clock. We might be having a grandstand finale. It's looking like it's a grandstand finale in the game between Featherstone and Sheffield. It's still Featherstone 6, Sheffield 14. It's looking like a first win in 6 for Simon Brown and Keith Senior's side, who face York next week. And it's still 16-10, Wakefield leading York. So looking like it's going to be a rare defeat for Mark Applegarth and York. We'll go through all the full-time scores and the permutations and what that means for the championship at the end. But Batley on halfway on the last. Lily puts Woods under pressure. Woods' kick goes straight towards the touchline. It's going to bounce kindly for the Bulldogs, but Bradford get the ball. Do they? Yes, they do. Samet. Oh, Samet's taken a swinging arm there. I don't think it connected, so it's going to be play on. Samet's just saying he wants calmness, the 38-year-old Maltese international, and that's what he's brought as Okunbor. 15 metres down the middle, 5 inside the Batley half. Lily out of dummy half, takes the line on, clattered by Manning. Facing the mud for Jordan Lily. Samet now to Making. 30 metres out from the line. We've got the music blaring out over the PA speakers. Samet now to Hallis. Hallis wrapped up 25 out. Last tackle here in front of the post. Gaskell calls for it. Kicks towards Myers. Burton and Butterworth on hand to deal with that one. Not quite sure I'm a fan of the Queen rock music blasting out at a crucial period. But it remains Bradford 16, Batley 10. And now it's going to be the Bulls once again putting some good defensive pressure on this Batley attack. They have that crucial, albeit narrowest, of leads at 16 points to 10. Sheffield have just scored another try. They're now leading Featherstone by 20 points to 6. And it's Doncaster 24, Widnes 14. Batley kicking, or will be kicking from inside their own 20-metre line. If Josh Woods can do something with the ball, which he does, finds Dale Morton. Morton ends up in touch, but he got the boot to the ball. And the ball has landed kindly for Tom Holmes on his own 40-metre line. So that is what the Bulls' defence has done. It's put all that pressure on the Batley forwards. And now Jaden Myers is lifted above the horizontal. And he's going to be going for 10 minutes. And he'll play no further part, will Dane Manning. Because Dane Manning has lifted Jaden Myers up above the horizontal. It is a dangerous tackle. Ryan Cox has a big decision to make here. Because Jaden Myers, albeit he's sprung back up like a spring on the bed. Dane Manning's in a little bit of hot bother here with referee Ryan Cox. It's just going to be a penalty. Well, the boos and jeers will tell you what the Odsall crowd think about that decision. Batley remain at 13. Crucially for the Bulls, this is probably the set. You show calmness, you show composure, and you put over a crucial 1 point. The war cry, come on you Bulls, reverberates around Odsall. We're inside the final 10 minutes. 10 to go. Smith tackle 1, Lawrence tackle 2, 10 out in front of the post. Lily's in there and acting half. Now to Gaskell. Gaskell to Samet. Samet to Fulton. Fulton to Smith. Smith's wrapped up in a two-man tackle, 8 out underneath the post. 2 tackles left here for the Bulls. Gaskell now runs it in with Making. Tackle 4, 1 left on this set. Is this the moment Bradford put a bit of daylight between themselves and the Bulldogs? Lawrence is just going to bring that position in. They're on the last. They're in front of the post. Sammett's calling for it. Lily goes to Gaskell. Crossfield kick. No drop goal. Ball goes through to Fua's fingers. Dead in goal. Wrong option for mine. Sammet was screaming for the ball. 25 out. Dead set central. Bradford concede a 6-tackle set. And there's still time in this game for Batley to try and steal a point, you feel. It's going to go right down to the hoot of this one. Bradford 16, Batley 10. It's tight, it's tense. It's competitive Championship Rugby League. It wouldn't be anything else on a Sunday afternoon as we see Brandon Moore now to James Brown. Brown beats one. He's dumped on the back play. Referee's allowing a play on here. And now there's a set 2 between Hallis and Brown. The 2 players come together. The officials playing on here with Hallis being held back, but he's now coming into the Bulls defensive line. Well, it's all happening here in the closing moments. Woods now on that left edge to Buchanan. He's wrapped up 25, 28 away from the Bradford line. They're going to have another tackle here, the Bulldogs, as Woods now finds Walshaw, and Walshaw just floods it in down the middle towards Lily Fulton, and now they're on the last. Woods in front of the Bradford post. 25 out, targets Okunbor yet again, but this time Holmes says he will have the ball. He misses it, does Tom Holmes. James Brown comes up with it, but Brown has knocked the ball forward. So, a crucial defensive set navigated there by the Bradford Bulls. 7 to go here. Surely Bradford can make this one count. But oh boy, what an arm wrestle from the Bulldogs as Bradford have lost the ball and they're going to score in at the corner. Jaden Okunbor has lost the ball in the tackle and it's George Senior who's crossed out wide in at the corner. And can you believe it? Can you believe it? After James Brown had knocked the ball on from that Josh Wood kick on the last, Jaden Okunbor, who's been safe as houses all afternoon, he gets crunched and munched in a 3-man tackle. The ball comes loose. Batley somehow, quick, fast hands, execute a superb move. And it's George Senior, the former Huddersfield man, who's crossed right in at the corner. And all of a sudden now, are those missed drop goal attempts from Lily and Sammet going to come back and haunt the Bradford Bulls? This could be one that has got away from Bradford. And Eamon O'Carroll, it might be a feeling of deja vu for him. The supporters can't believe it. This large crowd here inside Odsall, they can't believe what they've just witnessed. Bradford 16. Batley Bulldogs 14. George Senior giving a lifeline for the Batley Bulldogs. We're in the 75th minute here at Odsall. Josh Woods from the far stand touchline, the left-footed kicker. Can he lock this one up? The cheers will tell you it has gone across the face of the post. Listen to the noise here at Barnacard Odsall. It's the loudest cheer of the afternoon. And it remains Bradford Bulls 16, Batley Bulldogs 14. Batley can't believe what's just happened. Bradford have 5 minutes to hold on here. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Mick the game caller Gledhill. Russ, Kieran. Sammet gets the restart back underway, and Sammet, Batley have come up with the error, and it's a try! Oh, they've got it down! Making's claiming the try! The referee will stop the clock. The ball's been lost in the in-goal area. Makin says it's a try. Michael Lawrence goes straight towards the officials. Ryan Cox has not made a decision. The players come together. He's called time off here. He wants to have a word with the touch judge. What's the decision from the officials? They're going to say Harvey Makin has not grounded it in the in-goal. Well, it's given... I'm struggling to understand what's happened here, because he's going to say it's a Bradford knock-on, but it must have happened in the field of play, because he's given scrum to Batley, 10 out from their own try line. Well, either way, Bradford very, very nearly getting themselves back in this game. Well, we're in the final moments, and we are going the distance on West Yorkshire Radio. Bradford 16, Batley 14. As Batley now look to potentially win this game as Tafua comes in. George Tafua there. It was like a meal ticket on Elliot Keir. And Michael Ward, he's not happy about something that's happened between him and Hallis again. Batley still playing on. They're moving the ball over on the left-hand edge to Buchanan. They're on the last tackle here, the Bulldogs. Well, it's all happening on this set of 6 here. The 10 shy of halfway, the Bulldogs on the last. They're keeping it going with White. He'll put boot to ball under pressure from Smith. Bradford let the ball bounce. Okunbor's taken out in the air. That is dangerous there from Michael Ward. He's gone straight for the knees of Jaden Okunbor, who wins the penalty. This is getting really scrappy now here. The players all come running in, and Jaden Okunbor is down in a lot of discomfort here. The clock is still counting down, crucially, for the Bradford Bulls. And James Brown is going to be spoken to by referee Ryan Cox here. The clock will finally be stopped. Jaden Okunbor, thankfully, gets to his feet. From a Bradford perspective, ultimately, it's looking like this one could be decided by kicks at goal, and it will be Jordan Lilly's touchline conversions that have got Bradford the points this afternoon. Penalty awarded to Bradford, only their 4th of the afternoon. Samet will drill this one deep into the Batley half, and Bradford now, they just probably want to be very calm, very composed, run the clock down, turn over the ball on the Batley line, and they will be home by the narrowest of margins. They will retain that advantage over the chasing pack in the top 3. Myers tackle 1. Holmes to Fulton, tackle 2. 15 out in front of the post. Lilly's in there at dummy half. Now he's going to go to Skur. Well, a try and a conversion would certainly wrap this one up here for the Bulls. We're in the closing moments of this game as we see Hallis brought down by Ward and Brown, and the 5 away Bradford with 2 tackles left on the clock. It's 16 points to 14 as we now see Skur have another carry on that Batley line. He's 5 away on the last tackle here for the Bulls. We're in the final 30 seconds as Lilly tries to pinch one out of dummy half. His run is halted on the power play. Batley are going to have a couple more plays here in the closing seconds of this game. The referee's going to stop the clock, but he says time back on here now. Batley have the ball. Hooter imminent. They're wrapped up. 5 away from the line. The ball's been lost in the tackle. Full time here at Barnacard Odsall. Bradford have defeated the Batley Bulldogs by the slimmest, the narrowest, the nerviest of margins. Bradford 16, Batley 14. In the end, it was that defensive energy, effort, the intensity and the controlled aggression